Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan and welcome back to Iowa Classic Cars. Today we have another hodgepodge video, just a lot of stuff getting done before wintertime. First things first, I'm taking this 1964 Impala frame up to a customer up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So I'm gonna get on the road now and head up there about 4 hours each way. So gonna kill a nice Saturday here in Iowa in the fall. But once the frame is loaded, or I should say unloaded, we're gonna come back home and we are going to move the Plymouth, the 67 Plymouth, from the tilt bed over to the standard car trailer. And then when we're done with that, we're gonna put 2 new fuel tanks in the 1980 C20. The old ones are actually sitting in front of the LBZ here. Not terrible, but there was some corrosion on the inside. And Sebastian over in Liechtenstein said, let's just replace the tanks instead of trying to clean them and get all that gunk out of there. So that's what we're gonna do. But with that being said, let's get in the truck, go get fuel, and head to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. All right, guys, so we're here in Sioux Falls with Jeff, the new owner of this frame. And do you wanna show us a couple of your projects, what you got working on, and what the plans are for this frame? And if you guys want to buy a project, he's got this little green machine for sale.
Well, Datsun, locked up motor, got a motor to go with it. Basically $3,500. Can take it out the door. They didn't make coupes, so it's all custom.
$3,500. Nice little convertible. But the things that I want to see today, first off, is a 64 Impala. It's a little buried right now, but what are the plans, Jeff?
Basically, full frame off restoration, put some pumps on it, have some family time. That's why I like the 4-door, so the kids can actually enjoy it too. Put some hydraulics on it. It's basically been a dream, and Ryan's sitting here making it possible with that frame. Man,
this is an awesome car too, and the fact that you're going to do hydraulics on a 4-door hardtop. I mean, everyone does the 2-doors, the convertibles, but you're kind of a what's that word?
Unique.
There we go. That's unique. That's unique. 4-door hardtop on hydros. And if you guys are looking for a 63 project, this is a really nice roller. 63, what, Belair or Biscayne?
Nope, it's Impala.
Impala, okay. 63 Impala, 4-door sedan roller with a radio delete, which is kind of unique in an Impala. Nice body. And what are you asking for it?
Basically right now, if somebody shows up with $5 grand, it can walk out the door with the motor and trans with it.
And in my opinion, that's a pretty damn good deal. So, Jeff, thanks for working with me on the frame. Thanks for showing me the cars.
Appreciate it, man.
Let's get back to Iowa. All right, guys. So, I've done the first gas tank here. Now that we're back from South Dakota and it's a different day. And the first new gas tank is in. That was the passenger side. That was actually the better of the 2 tanks. Now we work on the driver's side. So a few quick points here. I want to make everyone aware. Where the filler neck is the back of the tank. Now obviously if you have a square body, you know this already. But anyone that's getting into square bodies and new to them, like I am, gonna learn some stuff here. So there are 2 mounts on the frame, and it's actually, I like these hangers a lot because you can actually get them on the tank and then bolt the whole thing on, whereas like on a 59, like that gold 59, you have to kind of get the tank up there, hold it, then try to get the straps tight and whatnot. So a lot better system here, but with that, the 2 braces, the one here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got kind of a rounded off hump, whereas this one is flat. So this one is the back mount, whereas this one is the front face in the cab on these tanks. Now the tanks are universal. These sending units are not. So I've already got the passenger side done, like I said, but this one is the driver's side, and I'm not really sure what the difference is, if it's just where this is clocked at or whatnot, but regardless, this is the driver's side one, and you will see that this has 3 outlets, 3/8, 5/16, and quarter. This truck did have dual tanks, so I learned that with the dual tanks and the switch, to switch back and forth between tanks, you'll have 3. If you want to get rid of that switch, you can go to 2, which is your vent and your fuel to the carburetor, but the third one is for that switch. So with that being said, let's get this thing put in the tank here, and let's get it installed in the truck. So another thing to remember, because these are universal, there's a tab right here. So out here, this is like facing the road. You know, this is the outside of the truck. So you kind of want to, well, first of all, before you do that, before you install it, you want to take the rubber O-ring and put that in there. All right, so I want these three facing me. So there is a groove right there. Let's get that bad boy. Come on. Get that bad boy sitting in there like that. And then get your lock ring. Okay, so pretty standard procedure for these. Just get them started and take a screwdriver and tap it tight. All right, I can't do that because the camera's going to move, but you guys get the idea. Get that little pin all the way to the stop right there. So the whole thing will twist and lock it in place. All right, so next thing here, these two bolts on these factory mounts. You can buy new mounts. All this stuff is from LMC, and I'm not sponsored by them, but they actually make a pretty damn good product. So far, I'm impressed. But these are all 11/16, so just one bolt here, one bolt here. Take the bolts all the way off and push them out, and then just pull them apart and kind of separate them. So pretty basic stuff there. We're gonna move these old mounts to the new tank, and then hang this thing in the truck. Sometimes though, even after the bolts are taken off, they need a little persuasion. So see there? Just free them up. Free them up. And then it's just a matter of lifting the tank. Oh, and you know what? I also forgot to mention, on the front of these tanks, well, this bolt's not even here, but, well, yeah, it is. It just broke off. But there is a cover and one bolt. And you gotta take that off to get the cover off and to get that front mount off. So these are both off. Let's get them over on the new tank. All right, one thing that a lot of videos don't say is right here you guys can see the old threads where that bolt was and how far back I am. This back one is very, very hard to tighten up, but if you get it too tight, you cannot adjust it sideways. And I found that on the passenger side, I had to get a small stubby 11/16 wrench and just, I don't even know how long it took, probably 25 minutes to get maybe 2 turns out of it, just to give me enough clearance to take a hammer and kind of work it backwards and forwards to get the bolt holes to line up. The fronts though, I mean, I'm gonna leave it, you can see all these clean threads here where it was. I'm gonna leave it probably halfway tight, and there is enough access there. There is an access hole for the front, but the exhaust is on my way here. So I'm gonna get this, you know, maybe halfway like it is now, and then get this in the truck, get it hung, get your 4 bolts started, and then once that's done, you can tighten this one up all the way. This one you cannot. So just leave it a little bit tight or a little bit loose, just so you can get your final adjustment. All right, guys, so a lot of other YouTube mechanics will probably film putting the whole tank in, but with how tight the clearance is down here and the exhaust in the way and me swearing and sweating and moving the camera back and forth is not gonna be a good combination. So long story short, here's what happened. 3/8, 5/16, quarter. All of them are on. I ran out of 5/16 line, but this one is the original one. Still pretty good, pliable, no cracks, gonna use it. Your ground wire, I actually cut it right here. I thought this was like a push pin. It's not, it's just kind of like riveted on. So if you're changing out tanks, just cut that because your new sender will have it. There is a grommet in the frame, like a hole in the frame to run this through. Make sure to run that. This is your gas gauge sender right here. There is a wire hanging somewhere in here. Make sure to push that on. I forgot to the first time and want to show you guys this now while I actually have the tank out of the truck. So just push that on, run your ground and a bolt. It's a 1/2-inch bolt, and I will see you guys on the flip side. All right, guys, I shit you not. This microphone is controlled by a brain box on my camera. And when I started this pickup, because it does run now on its own fuel tank, when I started this pickup, somehow this camera and this microphone were sitting on one of the gas tank boxes, and I knocked it over. So I missed a lot of footage there, but also the brain box itself broke in half. Like, this part fell out. I mean, it was two whole pieces, but I was really afraid. Oh, hey, buddy. I was really afraid that I just broke a $400 wireless microphone. Well, plugged it in. I think it's working. I guess in the editing stage. If it's not, you guys won't see this. But with that being said, I'm going inside for tonight. I will show you guys tomorrow everything we've done on this green 80 C20, and then the one owner rust-free Kansas 59. These are both going to the same owner. He actually flew over from Liechtenstein to look at these cars. We drove him around. He's a good dude, and I'm glad he's getting these cars. So with that being said, I will come back tomorrow, kind of go through what we did here. The cat's going to do a little mice inspection tonight, and I'll see you guys in the morning. I also forgot to mention that I picked up the 60 Chevy from my friends at Hawkeye Auto Salvage, and it's a little too far gone to be saved, but I'm going to part it out. The frame's good, a lot of good parts, so he's going to load it for me. Knock the windshield out of it, just because I don't really need all that glass at my house. And here we go with the big payloader. I think that should be okay. Oh yeah. There we go. Locked and loaded, let's head home. Let's start parting this thing out and go from there. All right, so I could have done this yesterday and probably would have been better just to film it at one time. I was gonna put both these vehicles outside and show you guys everything we've done to them, but it's gotten dark on me here. The time is slipping away now that it's winter time. So we'll just talk about it now. So first things first, the green truck has 2 fresh fuel tanks, 2 fresh sending units. The brakes work, that's all good and dandy. The motor fired right up after sitting for, let's call it 18 to 20 years. It was last tagged in 2005. So it fired right up, goes into all the gears nice. Training fluid was a little low, so we put a quart of ATF in it. But other than that, we did also put 2 newer tires on the back because the back 2 were pretty bad. But other than that, it runs off its own fuel system. Everything works as it pretty much should. So just nice, clean, original truck. The Gold 59, I put a classic update kit from American Auto Wire in it. You have to cut the firewall, and I cut a little too much on this side, but the buyer's gonna put a plate over it, so cover all that up. Wrapped all the wiring in tape, got it run through here. He's gonna do some final cleanup when he gets the car home, kind of move some wires where he wanted them. I left some wires long, like right here, because I wasn't sure how he wanted to route it. But everything works. Everything is like as it should be in the instructions. No heater hoses. I have it bypassed right here for now. Brand new water pump. The water pump was bad. I mean, it was gross inside. Brand new radiator and cooling system. It does keep cool. The carburetor's been gone through, but the choke, part of it is missing, so it kind of is hard to start when it's cold. But all the lights work, it fires right up, and it's just an awesome car. Also has brand new wheels and tire, well, not wheels, but brand new tires on the original wheels. We also did put a back glass in the car. This is an original back glass, so no problems there. It took about 2 hours to do that. The one thing though, I'm not gonna name the company, but make sure when you get your glass, if it doesn't fit right away, don't even try to put it in. So what happened is, long story short, the glass that we ordered, it showed up, it wasn't broken, no problems, but these corners here, they're supposed to be like this, you know, straight at like a 45 or a 90, whatever you want to call it. Well, the glass was kind of out here. It was kind of too far out where it should have been. And we can push a little bit on this glass to get it to fit, and we actually did, and got the glass in. And what's funny is, I had this in on a Sunday with a timestamp I sent to the customer. On Thursday, I came out, and the glass had this crack in it. So, called the company that we got the glass from, and pretty much said, we'll refund you the glass. We will not refund you the $400 shipping, because the glass should never have been installed because the window frame was warped. And I literally said, how is that possible? This is a one-owner, rust-free, low-mileage car. And the old glass came out just fine. It was just someone shot it with a BB gun and had a bunch of cracks in the glass. So how is it that the brand new glass doesn't fit because the windshield frame is warped? Well, I've called them, let's say, 8 to 10 times. I've wrote them 3 emails, and they don't call me back anymore. So big company out there. I'm not going to name who they are, but I will never do business with them again. And long story short, just when you buy the glass, if it doesn't fit 100% right away, call the company you got it from, send it back. Don't even try to install it. This glass, for what they charge, it should fit 100%. And it's not because your frame, your windshield frame is warped. It's because the glass today is not made at the same tolerances as the old stuff. So with that being said, that's my gripe for today. But nonetheless, this thing did turn out awesome. Also, I want to give a shout out to my friend Ray. He's out in Nebraska. He sent us a rebuilt single speed wiper, and that works flawlessly. The cat's looking for mice, not going to be any. Oh, and we also put, come on buddy, we also put an alternator on it. The one thing I have to say about the alternator brackets is that you would think that if you ordered an alternator bracket for a 59 to 62 GM, the bracket would be the right thickness, or I guess the right thread, however you want to say it, to put the correct factory bolts back in place, but it was too narrow. I had to wire out the holes, but we got it done. So all in all, it turned out pretty good. Nice old car. I'm glad to see it going to a loving home. Same with the truck here. But that is the end of the video for today. It's 82 degrees out today, but next week at this time it'll be a high of 26. So winter's coming. Got everything put inside. Got to do a little more organizing here to get everything tucked away the way I want it. But I hope you guys did enjoy this hodgepodge video for today. Next week we'll have a video on the 1949 Chevy sitting outside. Will it run and drive after sitting for X amount of years? But until then, my name is Ryan with Highway Classic Cars. Felix is over here somewhere. There he is. And we'll catch you guys next week.